Welcome back to the second episode of You Are Already Successful. You, yes, you, right now. I got a special guest today. This person is family. My cousin grew up with him. I've seen his grind up close. I'm applauding and watching from afar. This dude is a big guy, 7 foot around that. The people that know him already know who I'm talking about. Super successful in selling food and seasonings and, killing the game. You can find him on Instagram. But I got him on the show. I'm excited to have him. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Jerk.
Yeah, Mr. Big Jerk. Don't be a jerk. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to have you on, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Excited to be on, man. It's amazing. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. So I'm still blown about it. So I'm gonna just say it. Like we just recorded,
it's true. It's
20
true.
minutes, and it was good, man. And then
So we're gonna make this one even more better.
I ain't hit record, man. Rookie mistake.
Yeah.
Second episode, I'm gonna get better.
Yeah, it's all good. All good.
So yeah, man. Welcome to the show, man. A lot of people know you, and everybody knows you as Big Jerk.
Yeah.
But I want to take it back before that.
Okay.
Like I remember Bigger.
Bigger
And that was your. How did you get the name Bigger? How did that come about? Now for people that don't know you, Big Jerk. He is of Jamaican descent.
Yeah, Jamaican, Big Jerk. Bigger came from, is just a nickname to where people saw me and they were like, yo, this dude is big. But in Jamaica, when I went to Jamaica, there's enough time when people see me and say that you are normal, look real, So, Bigger just came out. It's a couple people that's in Jamaica that's named Bigger, but them not even big. Them small. Me come tap all of them. You understand? So honestly, it just came out. Moms don't call me, or y'all call me that. They call me another name, David. I got many names, man. So yeah, it's never mind. Let's not even.
Yeah, man. But so Bigger is what I remember. People know you now as Big Jerk.
Yeah.
I think you branded that. But like, speak to me about like just your upbringing. So you have Jamaican parents.
Correct. Yeah. So mother and father is Jamaican. I was born here. I got 4 brothers and 2 sisters. All still living. One of my sisters passed away before I was born, but you know what I mean. I haven't. I don't know too much about her, so I really didn't kind of like. I learned how she passed away and stuff like that, but rest in peace, Cutie. You know what I mean? But yeah, growing up Jamaica, back and forth to Jamaica, and then seeing all of the culture, being the last child. I was the last child out of 8 kids. You know what I mean? Growing up and adapting the culture and seeing everything coming in, and I just floored. Just big. I just floored. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. So, but you said a lot of people probably don't know that follow you.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't born in Jamaica.
No,
you were born here.
Born right in Tacoma Park, Maryland. Yeah, Tacoma Park. And it just got it tapped in and just downloaded. It's like it downloaded it into me. I don't know how it just came in. Some people can't talk Jamaican. Some people, you would think that people, you can tell the fake Jamaicans really, but But the ones that pose and they act like they, but I don't really work.
Yeah, so like we're Jamaicans.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Jamaica.
saying? We were born here.
Yeah,
with Jamaican parents. But again, like you just described, I don't talk it nearly as good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like depending on the room I'm in, I'll gauge the room. If it's all Americans, I can get away with. You know what I mean? But like if you in there with some Jamaicans, you ain't just you ain't just getting, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to try to talk and get away with it.
Yeah, you're gonna get exposed quickly.
You're gonna get exposed. But again, you would think that you were born there with how it flows
quickly out there. Yeah, I mean, I could turn it on and turn it off. Some of my fathers was like, "You're not Jamaican." Like, no,
Right. Because one thing for sure, a Jamaican can't turn on English that good.
Can't turn on English.
It's gonna be you're gonna pick it up. Like, hold on, that's
and they twang in it. That twang, it comes out different. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. I mean, I figured I adapted it well. I let it. I you know, it became me. You know what I mean? And it just something that just flowed right. You know what I mean? I didn't force it. I'm not trying to. So all the other people would think, say, man, I force. It is not forced. It's something where I call natural. You understand? It's just come out natural. You know what I mean? You know, so yeah, everything is authentic. Yeah.
So that's more about, you know, how you got the name Bigger, but speak to me about just the environment and growing up and what you saw. Like, you know, your mom, my aunt, she works all the time.
All the time.
Your dad will work all the time. Crazy work ethic. Like, did seeing and being around that help kind of mold and give you like that drive and motivation?
Damn sure it did, because I mean, I didn't grow up with them. I'm the baby. They all gone. I'm like, who's left to raise me? Yeah, that's not. So I got my brothers and sisters. So I don't get, you know, it's like that kid that's fighting for the meal. You know what I mean? At the you know what I mean, at the dinner table. But at these jokers not even feeding me. I had to go sneak in the fridge to get what I want. So, nah, man. I mean, honestly, it's a beautiful thing. You know, I kind of question sometimes some things that I'm like, well, why did this happen? But I see why, and I know why. You know, no one's raised perfectly. You know what I mean? What's the perfect? You know, so being in the house, both parents, they, you know, one time they here, next time they not. You know what I mean? Them always make sure them take care of, you know, they took care of us no matter what. You know what I mean? We wasn't never going out without nothing. You could tell. Me no go hungry. Not one night me no go hungry. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, just growing up, seeing her hustle, my mom hustle, she's a nurse. My father's a heavy-duty mechanic, you know. So those are both active services, you know what I mean? So
R.I.P. Vup.
Yeah, R.I.P. my dad, man. Vup, man, yeah. He worked hard, man. Worked very hard, you know, till his last day, you know what I mean, on earth. So, but nah, man, we here to bring the legacy come real, because that's the person actually that really showed me how to season and wash my chicken, and you know what I mean? Take care, wash your meat, season your meat. You know what I mean?
So that's interesting. So that's how you kind of, with the branding and stuff that you do now, wash your meat, season your meat.
Yeah.
That's Vup.
That's my pops. That's Vup.
What's up.
He basically, he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know what he was doing, but he had punchlines. And the punchlines basically I would listen to, and you know what I mean? Because sometimes he came in from work, and he, you know, it's a time when him and my mother was beefing, and he would be on, you know, he probably got his own spot, and he would like, yo, expect me to have the food ready when he come. Like, yo, if food, you know, put nothing in there if you cook. I said, nah. He said, this all you season your meat, this all you wash your meat, and this all you supposed to taste. I said, okay. So I kept getting better, you know what I mean? Of course, me not use no salt and pepper, because salt and pepper is not seasoning. Yeah, that's good.
But so every time you actually are doing and using that as a branding, which is very clever, and we're gonna get to like where you are and what you're doing now.
Yeah.
But like you bigging up your dad at the same time.
Every time.
That's cool, man.
I'm hearing him in my head every day. It's just like it's just spilling out, and you guys are loving it, and you're my audience, and you giving me the feedback to where it's like, wow, I see it in real time, and I definitely appreciate all the support. Thank you for everybody that's been bigging me up.
Yeah, man. But that's cool though. How like you're doing it with your dad in mind.
Yeah,
And the positive reception and feedback that you're getting is like praising your dad. So in a way, it's like his legacy ingrained in
lives on
in your business.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So okay, so I remember, and you kind of spoke about it. That's how you kind of got into food. It sounds like because
Yeah.
I was talking about upbringing and stuff from like seeing the work ethic from your parents and being around.
And stuff, correct.
And then you talked about too, like you're the youngest and you gotta get the food, and then your dad come home and like, yo, you season up the food.
Yeah.
Is that's how you got into like cooking initially?
Because everybody, you know what I mean? The thing is about it, there's no good food out on the road like home food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can all agree if you had some home cooked meal, it's nothing like it. So I was out there, you know what I mean? I'm going traveling, with different things and playing sports and stuff like that. When I got back to it, I was like, man, I don't really like how these people cooking their food. So I said, beyond with, the other things I did, sales was thing that you want to get into. Sales is like, you know what I mean? Once you get in that sales, you good. You know what I mean? You know what people want. You know how they want it. You know what I mean? And you just keep working at it every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like if you make some chicken and it's too spicy or needs some more salt, you're going to know and hear that.
Quick.
And even if it's good for what you would want, when you're serving people, you gauge what they want.
What they want.
And then you kind of tailor it. So that's what you mean when you say like you kind of tailor it and enhance it.
Enhance it. Yep, exactly. I got some of the, including you, the family members, they were my test dummies. I started with y'all. And from y'all, when y'all said, yo, we got y'all going with something. That time I was bigger.
Yeah.
I was bigger. I didn't even become Big Jerk yet.
Hey, I'm put on the record, man. If you still need test dummies, man, just keep cooking, man. You got my address, man. Just send it here.
I got you.
So yeah, so that's how you made the decision to cook. Yeah. So really quick story about your dad that I remember is like where he would work.
Yeah.
You could drive by there.
Yeah.
Because it's a long street.
Yeah.
And you can shout out like whoop.
Yeah.
And he'll appear out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, that guy.
Every time, it never failed.
So quick story. That's where he used to work at. My brother had a restaurant club.
Called, shout out Alton.
Alton, what up, big young man, Crossroads. You know what I mean? That's where it came to life. That's where Big Jerk, the man you seeing right now in front of you, came to life because I came out my comfort zone. I just you know what I mean? I was like, yo, nah, I want stuff like this. I want to move like this. You know what I mean? So leaving there sometimes after work, I would be heading home on the Metro bus and I'll yell out, yo, whoop. So where he worked was like not construction site, but he's a heavy duty mechanic that works on Caterpillars, Bobcats and stuff like that. And so it was an empty, like it's, your voice echoes pretty much. So it gave him enough time to come out before you get to the stop light, and you'll see his hand go up. I can see him now, you know what I mean? It brought so much joy to him. And then you guys started doing it and everybody started doing it to where, he used to come home and talk about it. Somebody called me. I mean, I know who called them because you can't see. You don't know who it is. For real.
Yeah, man. Shout out. Rest in peace,
Rest in peace, Voop, man.
You mentioned Alton, who is like another like business mind and, club, restaurant and all that. But you mentioned Crossroads too.
Yeah.
And you were saying something about you move, and that made me think like you would dance too. Like this dude is 7 foot.
Yo, the biggest dance at DMV. Anybody come challenge me right now. If me still can't challenge anybody, you understand?
Super light on your feet, man. You wouldn't know this dude is like 750, however much you weigh.
Yeah, no,
but,
man. I'm not
we should
750. Don't be a jerk.
I said What I say?
750. I weigh 750.
Oh, my bad. Man. Maybe we'll edit it out. Maybe we won't. But that's not what I meant.
Nah.
7 foot.
Yeah.
And light on your feet. But we should probably clarify what type of dancer.
Yeah. You know,
7 foot male gigolo.
This is no gigolo. This is dancehall music. You know what I mean? You know, the real dancing. You know?
You could probably incorporate some of your dancing.
Of course. I can.
That'll be sick.
I'll put it in the commercial. It's coming. All of that stuff is coming. You know, the rebrand, man. Yeah. It's a dope time. You know, it's a successful time. You know, that's why I made up on success. What is that? What you call it again?
You are already successful.
You are already successful. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep on asking you.
But along those lines, though, so your upbringing, we got right. How bigger, how you got that name, then you moved into, and we talked about your dancing and the business minds and everything that was around you and the work ethic that you saw right up front. You were a real successful car salesman.
Yeah.
Like, speak to us about that, because you were like one of the top car salesmen in the area, and you were making bank.
Yeah, I'm making some serious money. I came back home from overseas, trying to get overseas, doing some basketball stuff, playing basketball. And
you played basketball, football too, right?
I played a little bit of football too. Yep. But basketball worked better. It flowed better. I needed to lose some weight. I needed to lose mad weight all the time. I was like. But I did it. I get down to playing weight, started playing, and you know what I mean, everybody was, they saw the transformation that I made. I think another reason how I got that name Bigger is because I just kept getting bigger and bigger. Every time somebody see me, he's like, yo, y'all get bigger. I'm bigger. So yeah, man, it was coming back. And when I came back, I said, some unfortunate stuff happened. My father passing away and stuff like that. I said, man, it's time to get on the grind, man. So selling cars was my next door neighbor. He's a salesman and a sales manager, I should say. And he basically was like, yo, come check me, we can make you as much money as you was going overseas. I was like, for real? He said, yeah. I said, all right, bet. Let's do this. So, long story short, he basically put me on, and then from there, it went stupid because of my work ethic. I fell into the character. It's all about the character of the salesman. I came Norris, your car consultant. Yes. My name is Norris with an N, not an M. So Norris, your car consultant. I created that business too. I was your middleman. So I became they call it a bird dog. It's like you're the person fighting to help get the person approved to get a car. Basically, you're the middleman. Like you're like, yo, I have this client. Looking for a car, they looking for this, that in the car. I created that lane because I seen before Carvana. For Carvana, I was thinking to myself, what can I create? Because people they would not come in the dealership. People are scared of the dealership. If you don't have, especially if you're, you feel awkward. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You get harassed.
It's
like going into a shoe store and then, hey, you want some shoes? Like, I came in here because I'm looking for shoes. Like, you don't need to be on me.
Yo, just let me be.
Yeah.
And of course that don't, the man that lets you be don't, you know what I'm saying? You got to at least be there when they're ready to ask a question. Mm-hmm. You got to be there to answer that question. So yeah, just becoming successful with that.
Plus everybody though in the car, salesman space, if somebody walks in, how do y'all figure out, that's always something I wondered. How do y'all figure out who that person, who's going to get that person?
Some dealerships do it differently. We were men about ours. If you with a customer, you can't just walk up and get up another customer. If you You know what I mean? Had an appointment coming. Yeah, nah, let that go to somebody that didn't have an appointment. So we were, you know, you have some dogs out there, including me. You know, I juggled a couple customers at one time. You know what I mean? But it's a vicious game, man. You go to the wrong dealership, or you go to, you know, we had other dealerships around us. They would really like say this person either quit or died. If you go in there asking, say, yo, there's no reset. They were like, yo, he died, man. He ain't even here no more.
Dang.
Bro, it'd be that serious just to get a sale, because they know, they don't know if, you know, but it'd be some lame people that do that. And not everybody.
I mean, I hear a lot about that space, and it's like it's a vicious space.
Yeah,
Did that have something to do with you exiting?
Big, because I saw it. I got to the. I mean, I can't say I got to the ceiling, because, you know, but I created my own ceiling.
Yeah, you were killing it.
Yeah, I created my own ceiling, and I said to myself, you know, what's next? And if they weren't gonna pay me, I'm a big asset. I'm like, pay me. Like, if you know I'm this good and you tell me I'm this good, pay me, because I'm bringing people in here. And I'm advertising. I'm, you know, like I said, people wanted to see. I created my own face underneath the umbrella of another deal, which, you know, don't do that. Just create. Now you got Instagram and all these other stuff. You can really do what I'm saying to do. That's another lane for somebody. If you want to become a like I was saying, bird dog, you can, you know, really like help, you know, somebody, because there's a lane for that. I'm giving dudes free game. There's a lane for that right now, especially with COVID. You know what I mean? Becoming that middleman, so people don't have to walk into the dealership and go look for a car. Of course, somebody can stay at home and shop online, but it's not the same thing. You know, you don't get a test drive.
What's the cut for like a bird man?
I mean, you bird dog. You create your own. If it's, you know, because dealerships create their own. So if you're talking about a $30,000 car, and, you know, at one point in time, you can get up to 15% off of that sale, depending on what they bought the car for, what they own the car for, what they did to the car. You know, of course, they're not disclosing all of that. That's their behind the scenes stuff. But for, you know, for the most part, it's if you get to a certain percentage, you get up. That's how they get you, because you start at like 7 and you go to 11 and you go to 15, 18, depending on the amount of cars you sell. So, but if you do your own, of course, you can go walk in and say, this is my set price. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're creating a service. So you have a set price. You let the customer know. And before you even go walk in and fight for that customer, you've already paid. You already got your money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up. I never heard of that until you just said it.
Yeah.
So I kind of went off track a little bit.
No, it's all good.
I was curious to hear about that. So then you exit, and it makes sense now what you're saying. It sounds like you hit your ceiling.
Yeah.
They weren't paying you what you felt you needed for what you were bringing in.
Correct.
And really, that's the problem with the organizations, right? They can't pay you exactly what you bring in, because then they're not profiting anything off you.
Correct.
Whereas if you bring in a little bit more and they pay you less, or maybe sometimes a lot less, then essentially that's where their profit is.
Yeah.
So you realize that, which is your business mind and savvy going to realize, like, hold up, if I'm bringing in something, and then I have my own and I bring it all to me, then that's all coming to me. And that's kind of like what led you that. Yeah,
I knew too much. The thing is about it with somebody that it's not. I knew they shouldn't have showed me the back screen. Once they showed me the back screen of what I was bringing in, and they were trying to, at that point, you want to be able to, because I'm getting into meetings with managers. I'm a salesman in the meeting with managers. I'm hopping over other dealerships doing other things. I didn't let just one. I didn't, I wasn't comfortable at just saying, yo, you're just gonna sell one type of car. No, I'm in a traffic. I mean, a little, it's all types of make and models there. So I'm gonna sell everything there. Yeah. So I got my chance to know mechanics, know the service managers, walk around, know the car wash guys. I didn't. You as in you don't want to. You're not better than no one. You see yourself as an equal. You got to see yourself as equal. I'm no better than the car man washing the car, because if the customer buys a $50,000, $60,000 car and he's looking at the car like, yo, the car is dirty. He's like, either customers demo drived it and rode it around or whatever the case might be. This is a brand new car. So as soon as he sees that car, no matter if it has 1 mile on it, he's already like, yo, you know what I mean? How would you feel? So I put myself in the shoes of the car wash guy. I go sit down and go rap with him, like letting him know, like, yo, this is the way I like it. You know what I mean? This is the way, I want. And then when he's done, I'm checking his work, and just like how the finance man will check your work. You know what I mean? My finance managers would check my work to make sure I did everything that I was supposed to do, so it doesn't slow the process up.
But what's crazy is that, similar to what you're talking about with food, like, the feedback, the instant change, like you can enhance it because based on the feedback that you're getting.
Correct.
So, okay, you like a little bit more salt or less spice, you can do that. You were doing that in the car realm, where you like, okay, clients want this or they don't like this and they spend money on this. So then you're tapping in because you're also really personable. And I think that has a lot to do with like your upbringing and who you naturally are. Yeah. Super funny, personable, outspoken. You know what I'm saying? You're not afraid to speak up. And I think all of those mesh together. It fine-tuned you. And as you went into the car detailing, like, you were saying they shouldn't have showed you like the back end and the books and stuff. But in a way that kind of pushed you to the next thing.
Elevated me to the next
And then you got to see it differently. But then more importantly, what I feel like is like, your upbringing and who you were. It wasn't just by coincidence, I don't think, that you just found car detailing. Like in doing that, car salesman, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
In doing that, then you are talking with people, which you like to do, and you're conversing and you're being personable and funny, which probably led to more business and clients trusting and feeling comfortable to come to you, and made you a good car salesman.
Correct.
So then when you exit there and you have your own thing, all of that stuff.
I struggled. No one knows this, but I struggled because I was like, who wants to buy a car from you, big dude? No one, your beard on your face, you look intimidated. Who wants to buy a car from you? It's like, I don't know what made me think that way. And I got to a space to where I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to be the best that I can be with this. I don't know anything about cars. Let me say that again. I do not know. I know enough. I know what the customer, just like what you said. I know a customer is coming in for this car. Because like I said, I'm selling a rack of cars. Mm-hmm. These are, and you got different people you're selling to. Doesn't matter. I'm different races. So you have to figure out what that customer was looking for. They're looking for if the technology, the drive, the ability, the warranty. You learn about these things and you listen. You listen, and another free game, y'all listen to what customers want. You listen to what they want. They're gonna tell you. You know what I mean? And buyers, we had a thing called buyers are liars, because they'll say one thing and then they renege. But if you are a effective listener, you can know if they're lying or not. You can. So I learned the first year, I went through the ups and downs. It wasn't until my third year was my breakout year. I stayed down. I stayed down for 2 years, and my breakout year was the third year, and I started hitting some big numbers. 21 cars a month. 24, 25, 26. I think it was the most. I was like 26 and a half, if I'm not. Half is like you should split it because, like you may have too many customers.
It's interesting because like people think, oh, I want to do something and it's instant. Or they see somebody like Big Jerk and, all that you're doing and think like, but why I want the purpose of this show is to kind of talk about some of those hiccups, some of that insecurity that we had, because I'm like, you're positioned perfectly to be a car salesman or whatever you wanted to do. Yeah. But in your mind, you're like, man, nobody's going to buy a car from me. And I think we all have those, like, those, we could be good at something. The whole reason why I'm starting, there's a couple of reasons I started this. One, I want to work on speaking. And when I tell people, some of the people that know me, they're like, what? You know, you're good at speaking. Effective speaker, yeah. But like, I don't think so. And it's something that I want to get more reps in and better. Yeah. But I also want to share and help, you know, people find, you know, build off of their success that they currently have. Correct. But it's interesting because a lot of times we're more critical of ourselves and we have those thoughts. And if we let them get in the way, you're not Big Jerk. We don't see Big Jerk. Don't see it. You'll stay out of your own. You'll be in your own way. But if a lot of times it's not like, if we're more open and transparent, like, nah, I'm not. I don't got it all figured out. Like, I know it looks that way. I know you think I got it together and I'm good. Like, it's not. If we shared more of that, I think more people will feel more confident, be more successful, and not be discouraged feeling thoughts that everybody that is successful felt that they don't necessarily speak on.
In this time right now with this social media stage, I don't know everybody's saying it's fast. Everything's happening fast. You think a success overnight. Yeah, it's a lot comes with that. And even if you have success overnight, how do you keep that success? Or you're just gonna get to your 15 minutes and you're gonna be done. And we're just gonna be talking about something else. So, I mean, like I said, it took me 2 years. In each business, it took me a strong 2.5, years, and then on my third year, I broke through. So, staying down, just staying committed, and seeing, not letting those talks creep in your brain, because once like I said, dancing, I'm the biggest dancer. And no one couldn't tell me I was the best dancer. Like I said, challenge me right now. I got damage you. You understand? So dancing, and then from that, and then not even the dancing, the dressing, because you had to dress. You couldn't you had to dress the part. So I dressed the part. I looked the part, the talk the part, walk the part. You know what I mean? And then even at that time, I look at this, bro, and I'm kicking myself. Why didn't I come out with like a dance class? A Jamaica dance hall, one-on-one, just teaching people how to dance. Now it's all over. It's a workout now. It's Zumba.
Yeah, and that's how it is with ideas. Is like, if you don't move on it, somebody else will.
It's gone.
And they're not going to do it the way that you would have done it. Yep. That it needs to get out. So you're good. So, but if we trace it, right? Yeah. So now we're at Big Jerk. We're up to Big Jerk, where you exited the car detailing because you hit the ceiling. You saw too much. Which actually gave you more encouragement and motivation, because now you're not having those thoughts about like, oh, man, you're probably more confident than ever. Super. Because one thing is, when you put in reps and then you get some good feedback and reaction and you selling, I mean, then it's like nothing can hold you at that time, because then you don't have those doubts and you're willing to step into the next thing. But if we trace it, if we follow it, like your upbringing, seeing, your parents work, brothers, sister, and then you go into, making the decision like, I'm gonna do something, and you did it. Wasn't just like a reach. Yeah. It was something that like you kind of were pushed to do. So it's in that same space. Yeah. But then your personality, funny, outgoing, and stuff that you naturally are. Yeah. You were successful with all of that. And then that led to your success with car dealership in a new realm, in a new space, a next step up, where it's a little bit more uncomfortable. And then it was like, man, you know what I mean? Can I make it here? Can I not? Yeah. Until you got more comfortable in that uncomfortable space. And then you took all of that you learned from the success before, and then you stepped out into your own business. So the point I'm making with this show,
that was a great example. I like that.
And that's the purpose of this show is like, don't look at somebody else's success and say, yeah, I want that.
Right.
And then think you're just going to jump to that.
Never.
Like, there's success that you all already have right now that you just, is really about just figuring out what that is. Even if it's a 9-to-5, right? Which most people frown on. Like I always talk about is people shame 9-to-5. Oh, you need to work your own or do your own business.
Right.
Well, where you going to get the money from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to successfully have some money in order to do anything.
That's the test.
Right.
The 9-to-5 is the test. If you're going to go in for somebody else, are you going to go in as the exact same way? If you had to get up and you know, no boss, no nothing. If you had to get up every morning and put that energy, are you going to do it? And some people are not going to do it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So they got to get forced to, and that's what the 9-to-5 is there. But once you get to the point to where, like, you get to your ceiling, you see it, and you like, I could be doing something. Or if you're not happy where you at, if you're happy and you work it and create, there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But get peace of mind, find out where you want to be, and you know. But I love my family, so it was nothing, to be, around my boys that I just was like, shoot, I gotta figure out how to be around them. So that just wasn't it.
But that's my thing too, is that, like, if you don't want to everybody doesn't aspire to be a business owner or entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But there's so much pressure on you to do that if you let that pressure get to you, you could successfully be bringing in money and providing for you and your family, roof over your head,
Facts.
and you feel unsuccessful because of that outside pressure that you're not in the right space. And again, the point of this show is, like, you are okay. Like, you're okay, period.
You're already successful.
You are already successful. Don't let those people fool you. Don't let, those people that look like they got it together fool you, because truth be told, you might be chasing their success. And if they knew you and saw what you had, they would want what you have, that peace. And because if you get into that rat race, no matter what you do, and if you're not careful enough, you're always going to be looking at that person.
Correct.
So you can then become a millionaire, and then you're looking at the billionaire.
Correct.
Or then you become Jay-Z, a billionaire, and then you're looking at Kanye, 9 billion. Yeah. So then it's just like those people aren't happy because the goalpost is always being moved. The happiest people are like, you know what? I'm good. And if you're good, then you're not chasing like what society is telling you to chase, or the next thing that you got to do. You might not want to. You might want to just work your 9-to-5.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
And we need to say that more out loud. Like, that's not, it's not, you don't have to have your own.
No, not necessarily. No.
If you don't want it. I'm not saying, like, for us, obviously, we want more than that.
More than that.
So you learn the 9-to-5, and like you said, it teaches you some discipline about it's good to know how to take orders, how to listen, because that's stuff that you'll need for your business. It's good to do stuff like that well, to then groom you to a business. Like, for me, I think about, I worked and went to school for my associates and my bachelor's. It was all while I was working. I watched my friends go off to college and come back.
Yeah, you did an amazing job with that.
Well, it didn't feel that way when I was doing it. I'm like, man, I'm not successful, because look at them. They done finished. Now, little did I know, like, you know what I mean? They went to college, had like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 of debt, and came back, got an apartment. And I was staying at home with my mom at the time. You know what I'm saying? Listen. And I was like, man, everybody done got their degrees. I'm still working on mine. I'm still here with my parents. But I always encourage myself, like, I got a plan.
You're being groomed.
I'm saving some money.
Mm-hmm.
So then when the economy kind of shifted, I had money for a down payment, got my first house. Was like 27, 28. No debt, because I was going to school and using the tuition assistance that my job provided. So finished school, fast forward, was in the industry in healthcare that, that I was studying and stuff for, got a house and everything out of it. And again, if I folded to those pressures, I would have went off of my course.
Facts.
And I felt unsuccessful in that time. So I don't want to lie about that. but really
because of the perception.
Because of the perception
Yeah.
and what everybody else was doing.
Correct.
But once you box that out and you just focus on your plan, then you realize that, wow, I was already good.
Yeah.
And I just continue to build off of it.
Yeah, that's why you was already successful. That's why this podcast is here. Yeah, man.
And we need to share more of these stories because
give me an unclap on that one. Yeah, unclap.
Yeah. I got to figure out. I got to learn the rest of these buttons too, man. Because
right,
I could probably get some real sick ones in here, but yeah, man. So fast forward. Now we're here. Now we're at Big Jerk.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Big Jerk. How'd you get that name?
Big Jerk. I created the name. I created like Bigger. Somebody called me Bigger, or somebody called me Big, and I just was like, no, I'm bigger, or whatever. But Big Jerk was, I'm thinking about it. Somebody called me a jerk, and I was like, no, I'm a big jerk. You know what I mean? And from it went there, I was like, all right, yeah, I think this is what I like. And of course, I just say things, what comes to my brain sometimes, and it's, I think in a sense we always will hold back some things if hold back the things, yes, hold back some stuff and not read the room, you know what I mean, but be honest. Even when I was selling cars, I would be honest. Like I'm talking to my customers like these are people. I'm fighting for you. You're coming in, looking for a car or whatever the case might be. You're in my house. You know what I mean? So it's respect on both levels. It's just not, let me cater to you and you want water. I'll give you water, and people understand you in my.
You want what I got.
You want what I got. Yeah. So I knew what I had was something. Not alone with what was on the lot. Or what's in my plate. I know that I have what you want. I have that much confidence even in myself to know that I'm gonna put all of that and I'm gonna be the best I could be at that time for you to get that experience. You know what I mean? If it's buying a car from me, buying a plate of food from me, or seeing me dance, whatever the case might be.
Yeah, I mean
or playing basketball, whatever.
That's a real good point.
Yeah.
Because it is a trade-off.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of times as a customer, I feel like I'm entitled. Because I, like you touched on, going into a car dealership.
Yeah.
Some people are uncomfortable because they're like, oh, I'm going to get hounded or harassed.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit different. Like if I know how much I'm going to spend or what deal I'm trying to get, I'll come in there and I'm calling the shots.
Facts.
As if like, I am, you know what I mean? They say the customer's always right. I mean, always right.
He is always
but
right.
At the same time, it is a trade-off because at the end of the day, the only reason I'm there is to get what they have.
They have.
So
Correct.
it's like important to remember that, customers are important, but the customers are there because they want what the supplier has. And it doesn't mean you take advantage of it. So you're not as cocky and like, whatever, and treat me anyhow. Because at the end of the day, it's a mutual thing. Yeah. You want my money, I want your food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and that's where the business first starts because, I want referrals too. I don't want to just. That's where some of the business went wrong because to go back to the car dealership because you want to take advantage of that person, right? They're trying to take advantage of people, right? Like that's where I separated myself. I wasn't going to be the one that took advantage of the customers. I was going to be fair, let them know that I'm being fair. I'm going to also let you know I'm going to fight for you too cuz I want to make a sale. So if my sales manager's like, nah, we can't make this deal. We're not making any. I got this car listed for 2 weeks. It's still good. We can, you know what I mean? We don't have to, lower our prices. It's going to sell or whatever the case might be. So it's just a different ball game, man. And then you just, like I said, with transfer with the food and to get back to what you were talking about, with Big Jerk, I basically Big Jerk just came about just being in the streets. After after selling the food, I mean, once I created a name, I walked out there and I said, all right, how are you gonna do this? You got plates of food. You're at a club. I already know the crowd already. I know the crowd. You know, like I said before, the dancing. I know the atmosphere. You know what I mean? I'm big. You got to have the idea that you are big, so you're gonna see people. Gonna see you. They're gonna hear you, and you know what I mean. So you got to be able to come and correct. And I came correct. And to this day, even some people ask me like, "How did you come out there with in the murder capital? It once was murder capital, but it ain't the murder capital. But you came out there. You got money in your pocket. You got late night, 3:00 in the morning. You going in some of the craziest places to make sure everybody eats and they eating properly. You know what I mean?
Because you knew how to move.
I knew how to move, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Somebody said that to me. Like,
it's crazy because like the Big Jerk name is so clever because it's catchy.
Mm-hmm.
It tells jerk, so it kind of gives you a sense and a flavor that like, okay, Jamaican. But then you're owning Big Jerk, but you're like showing respect to everybody.
Facts.
So you're like doing the opposite of the name. And super personable, which is like, again, what I think made you win earlier on throughout life, whether it's basketball or car salesman or Big Jerk. And it's a real smart, clever name.
Yeah.
And you're huge, you know what I'm saying?
6'9", 300 plus.
Stand up real quick.
Man, Lord Jesus.
The camera probably can't even catch you.
Catch me.
Yeah, so, all right, sit back down, man. So, yeah, I mean, it's a real smart, clever name. But I literally remember, like, years ago, when I say you were grinding, like, you were grinding. We would leave out the club or the lounge, and you would have a truck selling plates to people walking outside. And then you made it inside, catering inside the club. And
after they saw me outside, they were like, yo, you don't want to come sell plates inside? Like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? So it didn't stop there. It showed me like, shoot, you can get in other places too. But and what's crazy is I'm out there. Like I said, a lot of these things came up from me just being in the moment. I have my slogan, don't be a jerk, get big jerk. I got food with an attitude. People was like, you got food with an attitude? First he was like, don't be a jerk, and laughing. And you got food with an attitude? So catching them, making them laugh, that's the first thing. You got to be able to, once I made you laugh, I'm in there. I'm in there because I know I'm in that. And if I don't get you now, I'm going to get you later. You feel me? And it's okay. You might not be hungry. You know what I mean? But you might just want a place to, people come up to me for place for lunch. They're like, I'm not hungry tonight, but I'm going to take this to lunch tomorrow. I'll get a text message after lunch tomorrow, the next day. This came right on time. This was the bomb, da-da-da. You know what I mean? And they're hanging on to my plates because my plates had I made sure it was like, yo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it the right way. I seen how other food vendors were doing it. I said, no, I want mine to be a little bit more meal prep. Because I had to try and out even with styrofoam and that look. I didn't like it. I said, no, I got to go plastic. So I went plastic and had it to like make like a meal prep with the logo. So people were ultimately seeing me all the time when they take that food out. I mean, when they warm up some more food, they use that same container, and they think it was, so who did they call? Yeah. Not Ghostbusters. They call Big Jerk. Let me get another plate.
Yeah, man. Turn it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
don't be a jerk.
Hey, look. So you taking in, like, thinking about it not just as the business owner, but like, what as a client, what would be important to me? Looks are important, so that made you switch up your presentation. But then you slap some marketing on there, so that wherever that plate goes, people are seeing it too. Yep. So I mean, but even on top of, you said people will come up to you and say like that came right on time and all that stuff. I've witnessed people come up to you, not even for food. You might not even have anything, just because naturally You know what I'm saying? You're a people person,
Yeah.
so people gravitate to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lesson too, because a lot of times, like people want to do something, but they like mean and kind of like standoffish. But it's like, how do you expect to attract people if you're not, you know what I mean? Like open and welcoming.
That's what scared me, because I was like, I thought my height would scare him away. I was like, I thought my height would scare him away, but it didn't. It was like,
Made you a target.
It made me a target, but all I had to do was put a smile. Even if I didn't put a smile on my face, I put a smile on my face. Once I put the smile on my face, it was like, okay, everybody came in. You know, all cultures came. They were like, oh, let's see what this big dude talking about. Yeah. So they would joke on me too, and that's the thing is about being a person. You know, being personable. You allow things to be, you know what I mean, but you're not. It's still within the realm of. That's where Big Jerk came about. I was like, I want to say more. I want to, wanted to say some stuff in the dealership, but I was like, I don't want to be a jerk. I was like, I don't want to be a jerk when I say that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So, even at that time, I was, I'm the type of guy that it's a thing they say, one of my friends told me, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. You know what I mean? And that, if that doesn't speak jerk to you, it's, you know what I mean? So, but it's and I don't, people used to say, you cocky. I'm not cocky. I'm confident. It's different ways, it's different levels. And I used to, even when I was in high school, same thing. So it's walking a certain way, talking a certain way, man. But Big Jerk, from being out there, I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot on the fly. And didn't go to school I did go to school for business, but I didn't learn anything. Business administration, business management. I did not learn anything like I learned now. Yeah. Like I basically, all of that stuff that is all them stuff are in the books, but it's different ways of how it worked out, and it's different levels before you get there. You know what I mean?
And college might not be for everybody, you know what I mean? And at college, there's a place for it. And I learned a lot from my experiences combined with everything else, but college ain't for everybody too. So like, again, if you feel like you're not successful or in the right space because you didn't go to school, you could make it. Look how many people's made it, millionaires and, beyond that didn't go to school. But
you are already successful. You don't need it. It's like some of y'all do.
The other point though was that you talked about the job essentially muffling you. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, somebody else runs that business. Correct. And if you don't fit or you're not in line with what they want, then you gotta shut up. So like you were saying, like, I want to say this, but then I'm perceived as a jerk. So it's interesting that you use that with your own, because at the end of the day, with your own, if it works, then you're going to profit from it. If it doesn't work, it's on you, but then you enhance it and rebrand it, you know what I mean? And then you're good. So you removing yourself from that allowed you to fully be who you naturally are.
I noticed this now that I put myself around to get that point across. I went to, of course, these people are impaired. They're impaired. They probably had a couple drinks, or some it's late. People that you sell food to. Yeah, I sold food to. Yeah. So me now, that jerk is now, I'm seeing people they're actually gonna be more out their element, because they're like, yo, you're gonna, So I want you to be able to say things and move the way you want to move. If you're in, just like I said, like I was saying, reading the room properly, of seeing what to say and what not to say, but. All in all, I mean, where I want to go with even the Big J, I don't know if you want to get there yet, but I'm going to touch at it, is anti-bullying. When I say don't be a jerk, I'm also speaking to you exactly, because I'm speaking to myself, first of all, because it's when you hear it, somebody will be in the street and they're like, yo, big jerk. And I'm like, don't be a jerk. And I don't have to say get big jerk. I'm just saying don't be a jerk. It's helping me visualize, okay, remember today Don't be a jerk. It's like signs you see in your house or something you put up, like remember to do this, remember to do that. So I'm psychologically, unconsciously, I'm talking to myself.
So you're calling yourself Big Jerk. So
Correct.
you're almost owning that.
I'm owning
which
that.
also then gives you it makes it attractive because people look for catchy.
Catchy.
So that's catchy, but then your
Correct.
message that you give back is don't be one.
Be a jerk. Anti-bullying, that coming soon with the kids. Got the nonprofit coming out with that too. So all of these things, I'm not laying back. I see, and I'm not doing this for no money. That's not. People like, yo, this, that, and the third. You doing too much. You going? No, I wanna show you that it's power in whatever you do, whatever you. So I'm taking something that is a authentic dish that we don't know in Jamaica. We don't know what, if you say you a jerk, I say, what? Me a chicken? You understand?
Yeah.
We not looking at you like, you know what I'm saying? So in America, what they looking, you're an a-hole or whatever the case might be. That's their, the basis of where, it came from. So I'm going to tell you a story. I was in the house one day watching a movie, and I already had the name Big Jerk. Then I'm watching a movie. I know I don't remember what movie it was. The lady was like, John, you're such a Class A jerk. I said, that's going to be the name of my sauce one day. Class A jerk. Class A jerk.
So let's talk about some of the sauces.
Yes, the sauces.
Because
BigJerkShop.com. Yes.
Big Jerk shout out all of that. I need to get more than just a clap, because that clap is going to
get lame.
Yeah, lame.
Nah, lame it out. Put it all the way. You're in the second show.
Yeah,
you're
right.
It's right. Big Jerk here, baby.
Right. I mean, I could do it my way and mess up and tweak it, like you said.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting. You were like, somebody was telling you you're doing too much. Well, that's kind of why you broke out and did your own thing. Yeah. Can't nobody tell you you're doing too much if it's working out for you. So it kind of breaks the walls off. But yeah, so you killed the game. Now we're talking about Big Jerk.
Yeah.
You were out like waiting for people outside the lounge.
Cold
in the cold winter, don't matter, with the hot food. Made it inside and start like circulating all throughout. Catering, sending orders to people's house.
Yeah.
I remember, Father's Day and all of that stuff.
Father's Day, Mother's Day.
All of that.
Yeah.
And then
and speak on that, that was during the pandemic, and I noticed, I was like, yo, I don't have nothing set up as far as being a delivery driver. What are you gonna do? I said, hire a delivery driver. Okay. Try to get one. Let's see what you can do. All right. Didn't find one. You have to be the cook, the driver, the advertiser. You have to be the one-man wrecking show. And that's what I did. When people was like, oh, I thought somebody else was going to deliver food. No, you got Big Jerk. Thank you for buying.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you. You know what I mean? And it was a lovely thing, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody. BigJerkShop.com, the sauces, the seasonings, those are, because the food, I still, the catering is a big thing. People love my food. So, but where I am, this is a new baby for me. Is the seasonings, is the sauce. I want to, rock with that and take that, because not everybody can taste my food, but everybody can, get my season. I can bottle, it can go. I got customers in New Zealand, you know what I mean, Africa, you know what I mean, South Africa, you know what I mean, and so it's all over, man. This Big Jerk is about to, it's about to take over the whole world. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, man. And I know you had bought a food truck. So you got like the food sale.
Yeah.
Food sales. You're not driving to houses anymore.
No.
But it's very important to, like, if you want to do something, you're going to have to do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? To start it. Don't let that stop you.
Yeah.
Even with this podcast, right? It was like, man, I got to get an editor. I got to get a videographer, all of this stuff. Yeah. I'm doing all of it. Yeah. That's my timer going off to tell me I need to hit the cameras again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, don't let that slow you down or stop you if you want to do something. We got to get out of our own head. I mean, this this should have been launched already a month at least ago.
Mm.
But it's like me trying to make everything perfect and figure out X, Y, Z that could stop you. And then it can defeat you that you don't even get started. Whereas,
Real talk.
you just get started and then you piece it together, even if I gotta edit these videos to begin
Man,
with.
I'm so proud of this man. I'm here talking to Mike. I can hear myself clean, clear. Nah,
ain't
man.
got nothing to do with me. That's the microphone.
Bro, you did it, man. Nah, I know this is the microphone, but the thing is about it, there's life in the microphone. I'm breathing into this is now I'm in this different mindset. I'm seeing things for a different, even though it's a microphone, but you placed it here. This is because of you. You feel me?
You getting deep now, man.
Yes.
It's not about me though, right now.
It's
about you, and it's about them. But I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, it's dope.
Because I need to learn how to accept compliments better.
Yeah, me too.
But so again, where you are now is that like clicking on a bunch of different cylinders.
Yeah.
And what I noticed, like what everybody that follows you has to realize, and probably the main reason they follow you, not only do they want your product, but like you can order and go to bigjerk.com and order the sauce if you want it. But the reason that people follow you is because you're hilarious.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, that played a role in all of that you've done up to this point. Yeah. But it's very engaging, and I think there's a good balance there. Yeah. Typically, somebody doesn't think food and comedy. But because you're like merging both, and it's natural. It's not like you're forcing it. It's like you kind of being you normally.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh yeah, that was funny, and it's like hilarious, the voiceovers and all of that stuff. How did you come up with or get to that?
Man, I seen it doing. I had a friend of mine. He was like, man, he's like, bro, you got this smartphone. Be smart with it.
Who's that?
JD. I just call his name JD. You know what I mean? And he basically was like, yo, man, you not being smart with this phone, man. So it's figuring different things out. If you want something sold, you gotta, people. I've learned you gotta be able to grab what's engaging. Somebody laughing, crying, whatever the case might be. You're tapping into the person. You're becoming your normal self, right? But you're also, what would someone else think about it? If some people thinks the same way, some people don't think I'm funny. Some people do. So so it is what it is. I mean, I'm not here to entertain everybody. You know what I mean?
So what you just said reminds me a guy that I took his class to kind of get me started with podcasting, and he's big on saying like, if I say something and it offends somebody or they're not, they don't agree with it, it's okay because I wasn't talking to you.
I wasn't.
And shout out to Dave Shands, that's what I'm talking about. But like what you just said reminded me of that. It's like, okay, some people don't think you're funny. Those people aren't going to follow you. Fine. You know what I mean? This page isn't here for you, but I think it's real clever. It's funny. Everybody wants to laugh. Like I follow a good, I don't follow a ton of people, but I follow a decent amount of comedians.
Correct.
Because it gives you that ease on top of like, so I suggest, if I were to suggest something, I would say follow people that would help you, like make your day easier, laugh, but also like some wealth, some finance, some stock building, like follow those stuff. Because a lot of times people just follow gossipy stuff. And then it just, it weighs on you subliminally. And then you know what I mean? You might find that, something feels heavier than what it actually is because of your intake.
I have customers.
No pun intended with the food.
Right. I have people, not even customers, I have people that never bought my sauce. Which they need to buy my sauce. They keep laughing at my jokes. You got to buy my sauce now. So no, they come to my page and they're like, man, like I look forward to laughing every time I come to this page. I look forward to laughing. I and I appreciate you. Like the messages that are countless. You know what I mean? So I appreciate each and every one of y'all just rocking with me. Like I said, I'm not done yet. There's a lot more to go. This is just the start, and yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, it was real good catching up with you, man. I learned some stuff that I didn't know.
Yeah.
So this was good for me.
Yeah.
It's good to catch up with you anytime you coming in town. I know you're
man.
in the Atlanta area. So if you're in the Atlanta area,
Yeah.
hit him up.
Hit me up.
He's
catering ready.
Yeah, he's reachable. You could reach out
anywhere. Listen, I'm a travel chef too. I go everywhere. You know what I mean? I could be, like I said, anywhere. Food is everywhere. I can be anywhere I want. But yeah, don't forget to get those sauces, those seasonings, bigjerkshop.com. We got Class A Jerk, Rude Boy Barbecue, Hot Stepper Lemon Pepper, and Island Dragon. Those are the 4 sauces, 4 seasonings, Spicy Gal, Class A Jerk Rub, Not Your Average Chick, and Hot Stepper Lemon Pepper. Those are the other seasonings. We got Apparel, the Big Jerk Apparel. You see it. Don't be a jerk. You know what I mean? I'll customize whatever you want. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, look for us coming soon. And, a town near you, man. I want to be in the schools and everywhere. I want to be a household name.
That's what's up, man. It sounds like you're en route for that with the food, the sauces, the bullying, anti-bullying. That's what's up, man. So I look forward to continue. You know what I'm saying? I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm a
we want to do something together. I told you, man. You family that we about to blow this up, man. Yeah. Yo, you know what I mean? You already successful is gonna be a top podcast that everybody's gonna want to be tapping into, because they're gonna look at it. It's empowering. What you did with that. And no one knows, if you already know your name starts with an R. I see the play that you did on that. That's clever.
What was that?
You are, because how you even pronounced it was like you already. You didn't say you're ready. You already. You just say you already. Like how you. I don't know if you did that to.
I didn't, but now my wheels are turning.
Come on, listen. I pay attention. All of that, and the R being in your name. And, you can make, fancy it up, and that's going to be dope, man. You'll be fine.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the compliment, speaking that into existence. Again, there's a couple reasons I started it.
Yeah.
If this doesn't blow up, because that's not why I did it, or for money or nothing. Yeah. I gained from it just by getting reps and speaking more. So I'm winning from it. But I also am big on helping others. I want people to learn, to not listen to something that's engaging, but also that they can learn from, and to gain that encouragement. Like, you know what, I'm good. Yeah. If nothing else is taken away from it, if I help one person or 2 people just calm down and say, like, I'm okay. Like, forget what everybody else around me in the world is telling me in that pressure. I'm okay. You'll be more successful building off of that, understanding that you're okay, finding what you've already done. Don't overlook the stuff that you need to improve either. Yeah. Because that's the thing. I don't want to be like, forget all the stuff you don't do well. But oftentimes we focus only on that. Yeah. So that we feel discouraged and we can't go to the next
Go to the next one.
But like, focus more attention on what you do well. Because if you do that, you're going to be good and feel confident enough to take that next step. And then you'll take another one. So there's different levels to success. So there is different levels. Because somebody might say, what do you mean you're telling everybody they're already successful? There's levels to it, but you are already successful even if you made it through something.
It's just a word.
Situation.
It's just a word. And, if one thing I want to say, if you're in there chasing the money and you think money is everything, money is just exchange of energy. It's there. They told you it was money. You know what I mean? The real true currency is coming from within. So like what Ro was saying, you already successful. You already have what it takes. You just have to put the dots together, work on what you need to work on, and success.
But you know what's funny, and we'll get ready to wrap up. But a lot of times people equate success with money.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and the definition of successful.
What?
The first is accomplishing an aim or a purpose.
Wow, it's right there.
And the second one is what we give attention to: having achieved popularity, profit, or distinction. A lot of times we skip that first definition, we go to the second. But really, if people realize that, like, wait, accomplishing an aim or a purpose, we all do that every single day.
Every day.
We're already successful. Like, we've been tricked to think that success means money.
Money.
Success has nothing to do with money. You got people that have money that aren't successful, or that don't. You know what I mean? So
I make my bed every morning. That's successful.
That's what I'm saying. You aimed, and that's your purpose, and you did it. So, like, can't nobody tell you you're not successful.
Yeah.
That's discouraging you to then be more successful.
Correct.
So once you realize that you're already successful, it's then about, like, okay, now I'm confident enough. Because if you don't feel successful, like they say, you know what I mean, you gotta move with confidence in order to get to that next level.
Yeah. If
you don't feel successful, you're not going to perform well.
Facts.
To get to that next level.
Facts.
Which leads you to feeling more discouraged.
Facts.
So it's like, we got to realize we're already successful. By definition, we're already successful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So pick your head up, stick your chest out. This is episode 2. I got Big Jerk. You know what I mean? Big Jerk was on here. You know what I mean?
Gang. How do young boy people do it?
I don't know. Yeah. We not young no more.
I know, man. That's the crazy thing. I'm young still. I don't know what you talking about.
Nah, man. We ain't young no more. But look, y'all. Episode 2. That's a wrap. Do me a favor. Like, tap, share, comment, subscribe, and come back.
Yeah.
We out.
Peace.